is making the headlines. The latest information we have is that ODM party leader Raila Odinga is in hospital. The former Prime Minister is reported to have gone to a city hospital yesterday and was discharged. Now, according to his spokesperson, Dennis Onyango, the 76-year-old ODM leader was admitted this morning where he's under observation with medical teams observing for total rest. I want us to speak on phone to Emmanuel To, who's at the Capitol Hill here in Nairobi. Emmanuel To, good morning. So what do we know so far?
Well, a very good morning to you there. It has been quite a day where some of the stories that we're receiving about the ODM leader Raila Odinga being hospitalized. And we've just spoken to his personal assistant, that is Dennis Onyango, this morning. And he's told us, although the details that he was giving were a bit scanty, but he said that the ODM leader is already under medical care. A very important checkup that he's undergoing right now, and he said that his doctor or doctors will be giving a full statement at around midday, and this is just around the speculations and the reports that have been out there in the public, and but what he confirmed is that Raila Odinga is actually ill, and he's being taken care of right now by a team of doctors in one of the hospitals in the city. And this is coming just hours after reports that he had checked into Nairobi Hospital for a series of tests, and that a few days before that he had complained of fatigue around 5 days ago, where he had taken a coastal tour, just popularizing the BBI or the Building Bridges Initiative report. And the tests, of course, we're waiting to see or hear from the doctors just to give us a full report of what the test results are. But that is the latest from this point, and we'll be waiting to hear from his doctors later on at around 12 p.m. And that is the much we can report from this point, but we have a clip that we'll be showing to our viewers maybe a few minutes in front of us,
right,
just give us a detail of that.
All right, and just before we play that clip, I'd like us to cruise over now live to my colleague Murimi Mwangi, who's at the hospital. Murimi Mwangi, any latest information concerning the illness that the ODM party leader has?
Good morning, Brenda. Details are still scanty, but what we gather from his inner circle is that he was here at the Nairobi hospital last evening, and that was after he complained about body aches and fatigue, and was checked by the physicians here and allowed to go back home, but was brought back in the morning complaining of the same. The doctors we hear say that the condition is not serious, but they have recommended utmost rest for him. But of course, the communication team of the former Prime Minister saying his personal doctor will be giving a comprehensive statement later in the day around noon on what really the doctors say about him and his condition. But they insist that it's nothing serious, though the doctors have recommended that he takes rest, Brenda.
Murimi, no, it's too quick. We cannot jump into conclusion at this time, probably as we wait for the medical report from the doctors. But we know that the ODM leader has been making several tours in the country during this time of COVID-19. And that is something that even the CS for Health, Mutahi Kagwe, talked about in terms of political leaders, all the political rallies and bringing, making the numbers of COVID-19 to go higher than what we have. Because right now, as we speak, we are on the third, if I may say, it is like a third wave of the vaccine, of the virus here in the country.
Well, too early to speculate, Brenda, but the personal doctor and the doctors here at the Nairobi hospital will be giving the comprehensive statement on what his condition is, because what we gather from his team is that at the point of his admission here last evening, before he was let free to go back home, he had complained of body aches and fatigue. And you know that the former Prime Minister has previously been admitted, was in June last year in Dubai. He went to Dubai for a minor surgery. So perhaps from that comprehensive statement of his personal physician and the doctors here, we will be able to gather if indeed this is a new condition or one originating from the condition for which he had been admitted in Dubai when he underwent that surgery. But he has certainly been a busy man in the past few weeks, has been traversing the coast on the Building Bridges Initiative popularization campaigns, and was actually expected to attend some meeting at State House yesterday, which did not take off. The State House was yet to give reasons why the meeting did not happen, but we can confirm that President Uhuru Kenyatta also had a separate engagement, a virtual meeting of the African Union, and the former Prime Minister, of course, having been admitted here last evening and checked by his physicians, who we understand from his communication team said it was nothing serious, but he needs to take some rest, Brenda.
All right, and Murimi, yes, we are talking about a man who's played a crucial role in terms of uniting the country, and the illness comes at a time when the country is talking about building bridges. What is the mood like at the hospital? Have you spotted any senior government officials or family members?
Well, nothing untoward to suggest that there are any senior government officials here, possibly to see him. But speaking to a few of his allies from within the ODM party, of course, the mood is of anxiety because he is definitely a key figurehead expected to take part in the BBI popularization campaigns when the referendum push eventually hits the campaign mode before the masses, and that could inform partly the anxiety that is there among the political class, and the reason why his communication team is keen to have that statement released by his personal doctor later in the day to, of course, calm these anxieties that have hit the political space since news emerged about him having been here at the Nairobi hospital last evening, and of course reports that he had been taken back in here in the morning. But from what we gather so far, the doctors say it's nothing serious, but they recommend that he needs to take some rest, Brenda.
All right, so Murimi Mwangi, just the last one from me. Yes, this message that has come in, you know, the Honorable Leader, the Honorable Raila Odinga being hospitalized, I know it's shocked even some of his supporters. So even as we wait for the doctors to speak and also the personal assistant,